Alright, so this is a complete random video I'm about to do here. This video is going to go all over the place. But this video is going to start here, but it's not going to end here. It's going to end at a music festival that I have this weekend. So what I'm going to do is show you guys how to make the bagels here, and then have the bagels and bring them all the way to the music festival and finish making the sandwiches there. I'm not having no store-bought, supermarket bullshit bagel. I'm making the bagels, they're going to be delicious. So the one question I have for you guys is, who's hungry? So to start out making the bagels, you're first going to want to have an active dry yeast mixture. First starts with 310 milliliters of warm water. The water, you want it roughly around 90 degrees to kind of activate that yeast that's in the bowl. 1 tablespoon of active dry yeast, 1.5 tablespoons of sugar. Mix it around a little bit to kind of activate the yeast, and you're gonna let this sit for 10 minutes to have the yeast activated, and you'll see that it's done when there's this foamy texture on top of the water. So after 10 minutes of waiting, the yeast should have activated and it should pretty much come alive. As you can see here, there's a film of kind of bubbles and foam on top of the water. Now what we're gonna use is 3.5 cups of bread flour, followed by 1.5 teaspoons of salt. What you're gonna wanna do is grab your yeast mixture and pour it into the flour that you have. And you don't need to use a whisk or anything, just kind of get your hands and slowly kind of mix it all together here. And it should start forming a sticky dough. And then get all your components, put it on your table, and knead until it's all together in one large ball. This process should take around 10 minutes of kneading the dough until you get nice, smooth edges. So after kneading for 10 minutes or so, you should have a nice, smooth ball of dough, and kind of bring the outside edges to the bottom and make it into a symmetrical ball just like this. What you're gonna wanna do now is oil the bottom of a pan so the ball does not stick. Place the dough ball inside, spin it around a little bit, and then you're gonna wanna cover it with some plastic wrap and let it sit for 45 minutes to an hour until it doubles in size. So after an hour, your dough has risen quite a bit, as you can see here. Take off your plastic wrap, and you're gonna wanna punch the dough so it releases quite a bit of air. What you're gonna do is take your dough out, and on a floured surface, kind of roll your dough around a little bit. You're gonna wanna divide this into 6 equal balls of dough. What you're gonna do is grab each ball and bring the outsides in to the middle. And kind of make little balls of dough just like that, and then place it on some parchment paper. And the reason you're doing this is so it seals the bottom up, just like that. Cover it with some plastic wrap and let it sit for 10 minutes in a warm area. So while the balls of dough are resting, we can go ahead and make our everything bagel seasoning. It consists of dry chopped onions, garlic powder, poppy seeds, some black sesame seeds, and some white sesame seeds. Also, some salt to taste. That's good. All right, so after 10 minutes, your dough balls have risen a little bit more, so we're gonna go ahead and form the actual bagels that we're gonna be cooking. What you're first gonna wanna do is oil the bottom of your baking sheet. This is so the bagels don't stick to this in the oven. The second thing you're gonna do is get your bagel and slowly put your finger between the middle and your bottom finger and make a hole. You're gonna then get both your fingers in the middle and slowly widen that hole until it's the desired size that you want. Something just like that. And then add your bagel you made onto your cooking sheet and repeat the process for every bagel that you're making. And you want the holes a pretty decent size because they are gonna expand once they bake, and the hole will end up closing up if you don't have a big enough hole in the middle. Now what you wanna do is make some egg wash. Egg wash consists of 1 egg and a splash of water. Coat the tops of each bagel with egg wash. This is gonna serve as two purposes. One, it's gonna give the bagel a nice brown outer coating when it's baking. And second, the egg wash is going to allow the everything bagel seasoning to stick to it. Top your bagel with as much seasoning as you please. And then you're gonna wanna put this in the oven at 425 for 20 minutes. So after the bagels have been in the oven for 20 minutes, you take them out. Oh man, that is what you're gonna end up with. Look at those things. Ow. Ah, that's hot. And that is probably the best bagel I've ever seen in my life. I'm gonna save these, pack them away, and the next time you see me, I'll be at a campsite at a Magic Music Festival. So I'll see you then. Hey, what's going on? You're packing, right? The festival got canceled? What happened? The weather?
But first, the Category 1 hurricane slamming into the U.S., now a slow-moving and dangerous tropical storm. 75-mile-an-hour winds, gusts up to 90.
All right, so as you guys can see, the festival got canceled. It got canceled due to bad weather activity and flooding, so nothing ever happened that weekend. But I'm still gonna make the bagels and make some breakfast sandwiches to kind of show you guys what I'll be making at a music festival if it's still taking place. So again, we have all these beautiful bagels that we made, so we're not gonna let them go to waste, and we're gonna make a sandwich out of them. So the first thing we're gonna do is cook some bacon on a pan, put a couple pieces down. Take them off when they're at the doneness that you want. 3 eggs. A little bit of salt, a little bit of ground pepper. Put some water in the pan to give it a little steam, and then cover it to cook the top of the egg. Next thing you're going to want to do is toast your bagel. Cut it in half. I'm putting mayonnaise instead of butter. Get an avocado. Keep the inside out. And you're going to want to cut the avocado in small strips, and this will allow you to kind of push the avocado and make a fan. Last thing we're gonna do is cut some cheese. That is what you're going for right here. First, you get your eggs, followed by your bacon, followed by a generous amount of avocado, followed by your cheese. Your torch if you have one, and melt the cheese. This will be followed by some mayonnaise, and then you top your sandwich. Look at that. That is what you're left with. All right, so this is kind of what we're left with here. You know, we have the bagel, eggs, bacon, avocado, some mayo, some cheese. And again, the bagel is the star of the show here. So let's see how it tastes. As you can imagine, it's a delicious breakfast sandwich. You know, the bun just does the justice. It's soft, you know, it has a hard exterior, that crunch that you're looking for when you bake it. And again, just try to make a simple breakfast bagel sandwich for you guys. That's something you can make outdoors on a stovetop just like I did. So go out there and make it. And again, stay hungry, everyone.